internet is coming to Clinton. Get on the install list now.
Chip Flory here, the host of AgriTalk, the nation's longest-running agriculture talk show. I'm here to remind our listeners on Central Illinois' agriculture station, WHOW, that you can hear our show weekday mornings from 10 to 11 on WHOW's many platforms. On the Big 1520 across Central Illinois, 92.3 FM in DeWitt County, and now on 106.5 FM in Logan County, and on the WHOW app. AgriTalk on WHOW.
News time is 8 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Tuesday. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded 8 o'clock newscast. We stream to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. City of Clinton officials continue to closely monitor crews that are seemingly everywhere right now, digging for fiber optic internet companies that are coming to the community and establishing infrastructure. At last week's Clinton City Council meeting, Commissioner of Public Property John Weiss told the council crews continue to try to keep up with the demand for marking city lines as these crews continue their work.
They're out locating. They had 110 locates in the last 2 days for that company that's putting in all the fiber optic. It's still keeping them, all their time really being delegated to that, so they're trying to fit everything else in it, but hopefully one or two of them is going to be getting done maybe by the end of this month. So I talked to Lloyd, he thought that was the schedule, so hopefully we'll start seeing those kind of phasing out and getting them done. So it'll be a great blessing for the whole crew, I know that, to get it done and over with. So, but other than that, that's all I have.
Commissioner of Public Safety Dan Ballinger told Regional Radio they are getting good compliance when an issue comes up. He credits Steve Lobb for taking care of those issues when they do come up.
Back on the fiber optic, all the gas leaks that have been hit, the ones we've been able to bill for, we've been very successful in collecting the money. We just got the last big one the other day for 40-some thousand. Thanks to Steve's help, we got their attention, and the bills have been getting paid really well. So that worked out well for us. Other than that, that's all I got.
When these crews started popping up in 2023, they were hitting gas lines at an alarming rate. At several points, the city of Clinton took action to ban a couple of the line digging companies. Hit lines would impact whole neighborhoods and even forced the evacuation of homes on a couple of occasions. Come out to the Clinton Eagles this Sunday to help support your local fire departments while enjoying a good time watching the Daytona 500. On the WHOW Morning Show Monday, Carrie Coles told Regional Radio the Kenny Fire Department is one of 3 departments that benefit from the annual Daytona fundraiser at the Eagles in Clinton.
Well, this weekend we got our annual Eagles fundraiser coming up. It supports Clinton, Wapella, and Kenny Fire Departments. It's turning into a huge event. It's a lot involved with it. The Eagles give us a platform, much like you do, to let us come and talk about this stuff. They give us the platform to actually go out and raise these funds. The ladies and the people from the Eagles are absolutely amazing what they do for this community and what they do for us. So it's coming up this weekend. We're going to have a live auction. We're going to have a silent auction. We're going to have the NASCAR boards. We'll have the big reverse raffle going on, second year of that this year. We bumped it up 50 tickets, so it ought to be a lot of fun. People really seem to get into that. Like I said, the Eagles, like you, they give us the platform to let us go out there and do this, and it's just what they do for this community is amazing. And if I didn't realize how much the Eagles actually do for this community until I became a member. And, you know, I'm a member now, so it's kind of like being part of the fire department. You know, you become a member, you really realize what they really do. With the Eagles, I didn't realize how much they did for this community.
According to Coles, this year the Eagles will be spreading awareness for a campaign they're starting to promote stickers that you can put on your vehicle that gives notice to first responders that an individual in the car may have a special health need.
A program that they're actually kicking off and starting is Respond with Care. They're sponsoring it. They're giving out decals to people. You can collect them at the DeWitt County Sheriff's Department. EMS is on board. Jeff Kiesling and the guys out there with the ambulance barn. Local police department, all the fire departments here in DeWitt County. And what it is it's a little decal you can put on your front window of your door of your house, or you can put it on your car. It just kind of gives us that moment as first responders, as we're coming up on it, where you actually see there may be a person say they're nonverbal, or we've had a few instances where we've come up on stuff and we go down one avenue treating the person before we realize they actually have a ongoing medical condition. It's a different or say there's a person in the back seat, like you have a child that's autistic, something like that. It just makes us more aware of the situation a lot faster. I can really see the benefits of it, and I think the local first responders are seeing the benefits as well. We rolled it out this week. We're pretty much county-wide, so if you can pick up a sticker at the Eagles, DeWitt County Sheriff's, EMS, or through your local fire department.
Troy Lashbrook with Kenny Fire says the funds raised from the annual Daytona fundraiser help purchase things the fire department's budget cannot afford, but they still need. Use those funds for.
What those funds are used for, that are given to the departments, we can use them for training purposes. Usually, we use it to purchase equipment it's just not in the budget. Over the last couple of years, one of the biggest purchases we've had, they're called rescue jacks. To have that piece of equipment on our trucks is anywhere from $13,000 to $15,000, depending on what attachments you have. It's great for what we use it for: stabilizing vehicles, lifting vehicles to keep our firefighters safe, the patients, occupants of the vehicle a lot safer. And unfortunately, you have to have them, and you hope to never take them off the truck. Last year's purchases, as things are going more electric, we ended up getting a lot of battery operated tools. Found out that we actually could have, if we'd have had one, we would have had easier access to some things. And what I'm referring to is gas chainsaws don't work in a smoky environment. We needed to access an attic, and chainsaw just wouldn't run. So now you're in there beating with Halligan bars and axes and stuff like that, where if we would have had the electric chainsaw, we'd have been in there in record time.
Coles describes the event as very relaxed, and while generally a members-only establishment, the Eagles are open to the public for the day. Coles encourages stopping out and supporting their cause.
We do try to make it as casual as we can. I mean, there will be events throughout the day that are set on timeline because, we have it set up. We have the silent auction that goes on pretty much all day towards 6 o'clock. The live auction starts later in the day, but throughout the day we'll be doing the actual drawings for the reverse raffle and things like that, and we'll have events going on. They'll have a meal there. They'll have the NASCAR boards going on, which of course will be based on the race. This year, the NASCAR boards are going to wait till the day after to pay out on those, just to kind of make sure everything's set in stone before they start paying out and everything, because sometimes the rules change and people get disqualified. It's a great event. I mean, it's open to the public. Anybody can come out to it, and it's just stuff be going all day. And it's like the blood drive. It's another opportunity for people to get to interact with the fire department on a pretty casual day. Well, we're sold out of reverse raffle. We only do 249. We auction off the 250th at the end. So they sold out fairly quickly.
Good.
And
cool.
And it worked out really well this year. But we do have the gun raffle, and it's a gun raffle, the freezer, and cash prizes as well. That raffle will be going on that day as well.
Things get underway at the Eagles at noon. Learn more by finding the Clinton Eagles on Facebook. Not all hourly workers make the same wage in Illinois. Those who work in restaurants and receive tips are paid less, and a group of lawmakers wants the state to end the tipped minimum wage, instead having all workers be paid the same amount of money. Democrat State Senator Lakeisha Collins spoke at a rally for impacted workers.
And it's time for Springfield to bring the economic security to workers across the state of Illinois, and to send a message that to do business in Illinois, you have to be able to pay your employees a living wage, period.
The sub-minimum wage is $8.40 an hour. If a change to wages were to take effect, workers would still be able to collect tips. February is Heart Health Month in Illinois and around the country. One aspect of heart health that gets overlooked is the effect of too much sugar in your diet. Sarah Umfleet is an award-winning dietitian for OSF Healthcare locations in Central Illinois and says there are healthy levels of sugar for both men and women.
Other things I talk about maintaining a healthy weight, we don't really emphasize focusing on weight. If you have cardiovascular health, we really just focus more on, your fat and your sugar intake and choosing things that are much more healthier. Also, beverages play a huge role in this too. Man, people come in and they're telling me they're drinking 8 to 14 sodas a day. That's a lot of soda. I typically also don't recommend juice as adults, and choosing more milk products if we can, lean meats and milk products. Women, we typically say less than 100 calories of added sugar a day, and then for men, we say less than 150 calories from added sugar a day. A lot of beverages out there, things like lemonade, fruit drinks, energy drinks, sports drinks, and candy, they all have added sugar that we need to avoid.
There is no need to get rid of all your sugary drinks and snacks, according to Umfleet. Just cut back to a healthy level, especially if you have a family history of heart problems. It's the 52nd Western Illinois University Ag Mech Farm Expo this weekend, an event completely organized by students, says sophomore Avery Isringhausen from Vandalia.
Yeah, I think it's a really good experience for everybody. It teaches us a lot of responsibility, and it also helps us network with other companies. So for me, I think this is a great opportunity as a future ag teacher just to be able to do behind the scenes work like this and have to deal with like registration and things like that. Kind of more of like the office work of it, I guess. And then it's really good for everybody else who also gets to call and contact vendors to network with them. If they're an ag business major, they can talk to other local businesses, and just depending on their interests, they're able to communicate with lots of other people.
The expo is Saturday and Sunday at Western Illinois University's Western Hall in Macomb. News streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Get the latest in local news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com. We come up on 20 after 8. A look at local sports comes your way next.
If you look close enough, you can see the hidden potential within your fields. That's why an agro-liquid nutrition plan starts with the crop and identifies the precise combination of primary nutrients while focusing on the support of secondary and micronutrients. So every nutrient is working in harmony for your crop to reach its full potential, maximizing growth while offering lower use rates. Apply less, expect more? Precisely. Find an agro-liquid dealer at agroliquid.com.
Central Illinois' leading online source for local news, police blotter, for the record information, obituaries, and more is DeWittDailyNews.com. Since 2008, DeWittDailyNews.com has delivered fresh, online content to internet readers. From the City Council, to School Board, to the County Board, and more, DeWittDailyNews.com covers the local news you expect from the area's #1 local news source, and it's all absolutely free. Now you have even more ways to access DeWittDailyNews.com. Whether you're at your desktop, laptop, tablet, iPhone, or smartphone, DeWittDailyNews.com is delivered to all those platforms. That's right. It's even there on your iPhone and smartphone. The same local news, weather, and sports that's on the full-size edition is on your iPhone and smartphone just by going to DeWittDailyNews.com. If you haven't tried it, why don't you go to Central Illinois' leading online source for local news, police blotter, for the record information, obituaries, and more on your desktop, laptop, iPhone, or smartphone, DeWittDailyNews.com.
Warner Hospital and Health Services in Clinton. CEO Paul Scarron reminding you our walk-in clinic inside our family medicine building will treat your flu symptoms without an appointment. Find out more by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
For the latest in Central Illinois agricultural news, visit IllinoisFarmRadio.com. Get updated information on markets, weather, ag news, local interviews with NAFB farm broadcaster Jared White, and much, much more. All at IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
With SRN Sports, I'm Michael Harrington. Let's see what happened in the NBA last night. Giannis posted 36 points, 18 boards, and the Bucks begin to flex their defensive muscle.
Following their recent struggles, the Bucks are now showing signs of snapping out of that funk with back-to-back blowout wins, a 112-95 trouncing of the Nuggets. Giannis Antetokounmpo had 36 points and 18 rebounds.
We are playing good basketball. And we are playing with high energy right now. We are competing in a high level. That's all I care about. Even the games that we lost, I thought we competed in a high level.
The Bucks used a 22-3 run in the first half, helped them take command of the game. Defense has been non-existent for much of the season, but they've made that a priority. They've held their last two opponents under 100 points. Chuck Freeman, Milwaukee.
Also yesterday, it was the Pelicans over Memphis 96-87, Minnesota 121, the Clippers 100. Golden State got the better of Utah 129-107. This is SRN Sports. Rest of your NBA winners yesterday included the Mavericks, the Rockets, the Bulls, San Antonio, Philadelphia, and Charlotte. In Major League Baseball news, spring training open for 28 to 30 teams this week, with pitchers and catchers reporting to sites in Arizona and Florida. The LA Dodgers and San Diego Padres already in camp, getting a head start because they'll open the regular season on March 20th in Seoul, South Korea. All eyes are on the Dodgers, who won the offseason by acquiring Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, a pair of Japanese superstars that set the team back more than $1 billion. Now the journey begins to see if it'll buy them the championship. NFL news, Cowboys have settled on a coaching reunion by deciding to bring back Mike Zimmer as defensive coordinator to replace Dan Quinn. College football, former UCLA great Deshaun Foster has been named to take over the Bruins football program after Chip Kelly left to become the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. He's been a Bruins assistant. This is SRN Sports.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. In a game heard Monday night on WHOW, the Clinton Lady Maroons fell to DMAC 40-28 in Class 2A regional semifinal action at Clinton High School. The Lady Chiefs jumped out to an early 16-9 lead after the first quarter. They managed to gradually build on that lead throughout the game, going up by 9 at half, by 11 after 3, and held on for the 12-point win. DMAC was led by Elise Hans, 13 points. Mackenzie Knowles and Dahlia DeJesus had 8 points each. The Lady Chiefs improved to 30-2 on the year and advanced to Thursday night's regional championship. The Lady Maroons were led by Clara Dempsey with 11 points. She was the Serve Pro of Piatt-DeWitt County Lady Maroons Player of the Game. Reagan Filkin added 9 for Clinton, whose season ends at 21-12. Join us tonight for the Clinton Maroons boys basketball broadcast as Clinton hosts Tremont for senior night. Hear the action on all WHOW platforms. In a game heard on WEZC and online at DeWittDailyNews.com, Monticello could not complete a comeback in the fourth quarter and fell short to Paris 42-37 in Class 2A regional semifinal action from the Seaver Center in Monticello Monday night. The Lady Sages trailed by 9 at one point in the third quarter. They would cut the deficit to 2 a couple of times in the fourth. Maya High got in foul trouble early in the first half and sat the entire second quarter. She returned in the second half and had an immediate impact. The sophomore scored 6 of her team best 13 points in the third. Freshman Sarah Cressup added 6 points, and freshman Allie Widener scored 5. Paris improves to 20-11 overall. They advance to a Thursday night regional championship against Tolono Unity. Monticello finishes the season 12-19 overall. The Lady Sages will look forward to returning its entire roster next year, as they did not have any seniors this year. Illinois product Io DeSunmu had a career-high 29 points and added 7 assists to help the Chicago Bulls post a season-high score and beat the Atlanta Hawks 136-126 Monday night. DeMar DeRozan had 29 points. Nikola Vucevic finished with 24 and 11 rebounds. Kobe White had 20 points and 7 assists. Bogdan Bogdanovic and DeAndre Hunter led the Hawks off the bench. Bogdanovic had 28 points. Hunter scored 23. Trey Young had 19, but was just 2 of 10 from distance. The win keeps the Bulls 2 games in front of the Hawks for the number 9 seed in the East. The Bulls have won both games against Atlanta this season. Dosunmu was 12 of 18 from the floor and 5 of 7 from 3. He continually created havoc for the Atlanta defense with drives to the basket that created opportunities for himself and his teammates. The Bulls trailed most of the first half, but closed the second quarter on a 12-2 run to take a 60-59 lead. Dosunmu had 8 points during the run as Chicago scored on 5 straight possessions. The Hawks were missing starter Clint Capella, who will not return until after the All-Star break with a left abductor strain. Torrey Craig started in place of Alex Caruso, who hurt his foot in Orlando in the Bulls' previous game. The Bulls finish a 4-game road trip at Cleveland on Wednesday. Get sports anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace now offers free assembly and free delivery, so it's never been easier to get a great grill for your family, like a Weber gas grill, a Traeger wood pellet,